Alright, I thought I'd go through my paper, so it might help people. So here's the running head up here in the header, no number, and then your title page. The H is small in the running head. You want a border over here 1.5. And then in the next header you don't want the words running head, and that's where you want to start your Roman numeral 2. And you want to begin your acknowledgments. And then your abstract, and you want to check your word count. And then you want your table of contents. And this is an actual table of contents. The way I did it was I used styles up here. So after I made the whole paper, I went in and clicked on the right side of a word, and you can see how it lights up here. So that's heading 1. All I did was I clicked next to something that I wanted as heading 1 and then clicked heading 1. And then later when I went to make my table of contents, it all worked. I went to references, table of contents, and then chose this one right here. And then it just makes it all for you. The only thing I had to do different was that this actually said table of contents in here instead of title page. So all I did was I went in here and I changed it to title page, and because otherwise it would be way up here. So that's the only thing I did different. And there's two things you can do. You can update entire table, or you can update just pages. Updating pages is good because then if you change any words, they won't get updated back to with the original way that they looked. Because if you had anything in here like list of figures I had in caps, which you're supposed to in your paper, but it doesn't look right when it's caps in your title, in your table of contents, because everything else is in caps. So let me see here. So because I had these indented a certain way, they all just came in. So I didn't even actually click on those, but they just came in. It looks good anyway. So here's a list of tables. All this is a table, and the way you do that, you need this as a separate page, list of tables. Still Roman numerals for the page, and then what you do is you go up here and you go insert, and then table, and then the amount that you want here. So I'll show you what it looks like. If you click on it like this, and you go to table design, borders, all borders, that's what it originally looked like. And I just moved these lines over and added everything and then centered. And just allow them to do that. And then when you're done, you take the lines away. So these tables are on 9 and 10, and I'll show you what they look like. Let's see. This is the first one. So the way I did it was I had no tables for my paper because I have a qualitative paper and I didn't really do any quantitative data analysis. So I went back to this source down here, to their paper, and I grabbed a table. I grabbed a table that makes sense for my paper, demographics, Facebook demographics, and I pasted that in. So this table has a line under here and a line under here. You don't have any vertical lines in a table. And you want to put table 1 here, left aligned, and then italicized the name of the table here. And I put my note down here to give them reference, because it's not my table. And then down here I have another table. Table 2, social pressures, information about it, and then the table. Again, a line up here and a line down here makes the table. And then I referenced it. And then I'll just go back up here for a moment. So the next thing we're supposed to have is a list of figures. So it's the same thing, it's just a table. So again, to make a table, you just go insert table, and then you run your mouse over and you make as many boxes as you need to make that table. And then you can center everything. So anything that's not a table is a figure. So any picture, graph, chart, anything else that doesn't have a line above and a line down below. So the next thing is after after the Roman numerals on list of figures, you now have to change it to Arabic. 1, 2, 3. So what I did was right down here, I added a section break. So if you click home and the paragraph mark, you'll see the section break. That means it's a new section for renumbering. That allows you to restart over with a new numbering system. And then the intro, let's see. So, okay, so down here, I'm starting a new chapter. So right in here, you want a page break. So if I hit my paragraph mark, you'll see there's a page break. So undo that, but as soon as you have a new chapter, you want that. Dr. Timberlake wants us to start on a new page for each chapter. And then this is a literature review. And then inside the literature review is where I put my table and another table, and then I made reference to those page numbers. Those page numbers are not automatic like the table of contents. You actually have to put them in. And here's another chapter. So again, here is another page break. And let's see if there's anything else I need to say. Again, another chapter, another page break right here. And then so here's a figure. And the way you do it is, this is figure 1, and you make figure 1 in italics, and then you give the name of it, no period after that. Period after figure 1. With a table, there's no period. Up here, table 2, no period. The name of it in, this is all specific to APA. The name of it all in italicized. And then with the figure, the figure is in italicized underneath, not above, like the other one was. Underneath italicized with a period, and then the name of it. Just single caps. And so they're all like that. Here's another figure. And it's good to have an explanation before you show it too. An explanation before you show it. And let's see if there's anything else. And there's another page break for the discussion. Another page break for the conclusion. Another page break for the final approval form. In this you want, it was shown to us in single spacing here, but you want double spaced. And then references, and I think that's it, because you want references. That's the last thing you want.